What's up, Vape Fam? Today we're taking a look at the VCM2 from Vaperz Cloud. There's not a whole lot in common with the VCM1, so we're not going to do a side-by-side comparison, but we are going to go over it. We're going to do the voltage testing. We're going to see what kind of wattage it's putting out with the same build, same battery, same everything that we use for our mech mod reviews. So without further ado, let's go up close for the breakdown, see what makes it vape. Alright, here we are up close with the VCM2 from Vaperz Cloud. This is the packaging it comes in. Quite a bit different from the standard black box that everything comes in, insofar as that this one is white. There is a warning printed on the bottom, basically about using safe batteries, the types of making sure that if you use a hybrid top that you are using hybrid capable RDAs, so on and so forth. If you get it, definitely read it, especially if you're newer to mechanical mods. This little guy is a key that we will be getting to in a moment. It does come with a hybrid top, but it also comes with, if I can get it out, come on, a standard 510 connection. So if you don't have an RDA capable of running on a hybrid, you can in fact use this. It does have some adjustment to it, not a lot. At least I thought it did. Yeah, it does. Small bit of adjustment, and a Delrin insulator there in the top around the 510 pin itself. One of the big changes from the VCM1 to the VCM2 is the fact that the tops for this one are actually copper instead of that little threaded insert. They really don't have much in common. That's why we're not doing a straight up comparison. They're completely different mods. And here is the VCM2 copper black sleeve. Again, this is with the hybrid top on. It does just thread in there. It doesn't have that little hybrid disc. This has a full hybrid top cap that threads in, also made of copper. And then once you take that off, the sleeve slides right off. Now you'll notice there are other mods with sleeves, but this one has these nice little buttons on the bottom here that lock the sleeve into place. So you can actually move it around on there and then lock it into different positions. The sleeve has these ovals that allow the battery ventilation holes to be fully exposed. And then the sleeve, it just pops off like that, and you've got a threaded copper tube. Another big difference is that this bottom piece here does not thread off. That's what the key is for. One of the things the key is for. You can also use it to take the hybrid connection off and to put the hybrid connection on, or the button in and out. So these two little holes here on the button, down here, up here, put this little key in there, and unscrew the button assembly. Now the assembly is rather large, kind of heavy, weighted. The silver plated contact that a lot of Vaperz Cloud stuff comes with, Delrin insulated internal threads. So the serialization is actually here on this bottom part, so it is exposed with the sleeve on or off. Set the tube aside for a second and take a look at the button. Now the button, one thing I want you to note is that this Delrin insulator is you can bring it up. It is reverse threaded, as they are wont to do for some reason. So you can bring it up height wise, but you can actually bring it up. Let me see if I can do it real quick here. You can actually bring it up far enough that you can't make contact with the bottom of your battery. So if you're having problems making contact, check and make sure you don't have this insulation ring too high up, because you only have as much throw as you see between these two pieces. That's as far as that button can travel. So you have to make sure it's down far enough that the silver plated contact can come all the way up, and mine's still a little bit high actually. There we go. That'll make a full connection. So the button has changed considerably. The sleeve is a big addition. The top has changed. Again, there is a massive difference between the VCM1 and the VCM2. The button is a definite improvement, to be perfectly honest with you. I enjoy this button. It works great. I haven't had any misfires other than when I again, I moved that insulation ring up too high and couldn't get fire and couldn't figure out why, and then I realized that Delrin travels a bit further than the contact does. So let's put this back together. Simple as popping the sleeve on and then screwing your cap of choice on top. I will be running the hybrid, but we will be getting to this in a second because we will be doing some voltage testing real quick to see if this one hits harder than the original, since I do have the exact same deck we used and the exact same batteries we used on all the other mech mods we've taken a look at, which were like 2 or 3. So let me grab a couple things real quick and we will put this together and we'll fire it off and see what we get. Okay, I've set the tab up real quick, put the little voltage checker on there. And again, just to show you that it is the same thing, it's 0.12, same thing it's been reading every time. Turn that off. We've got the batteries I set aside just for the testing purposes, and just so you can see this, I generally find it easier just to take the top off, to put the batteries in rather than taking the button out. So let me throw these in here, and it goes. Top on, like so. Actually, we usually start with the inline meter, so let's go ahead and start with that. Thread it on there. Okay, got it. Adjust the button. .145, 4.15, I'm sorry. Take this deck off, thread it on here. So now we'll see what we get under a 0.12 load. And we get 353 was the highest. Alright, now I do actually want to check and see if there's a difference using the non-hybrid cap. So let me throw that on real quick. So this one will be a little bit longer than normal just because there is 2 caps to check. But hey, gotta know, right? Thread all this in there. We'll have to adjust the button one more time, I think. Maybe not. 3.50. Very minimal difference. Alright, so now we check it on the tab. 0.12. Hybrid cap. And we get just call it 3.01. Yeah, let's go 3.01. That was the highest we got. Switch to the 510 threaded cap. Now I don't know how this is going to respond. I've only ever run... Oh no, that's not true. The first mod I tried on here was a non-hybrid mod, so... but I don't know which one will read better. So I guess we will find out here in a moment. Let me just adjust this bottom. There we go. This might just straight up have a better connection. .94, 3.02. I'm just going to call them about the same. So there's really not much of a loss there. So let me throw my profit back on here. Go up top, talk about, we'll vape on it, and I'll run these numbers through the calculator and tell you what the wattages are. Alright guys, that was the up close and breakdown with the VCM2 from Vaperz Cloud. The testing came out pretty much the same as the VCM1. About 104 watts with the hybrid cap, about 102 with the 510 cap. It's pretty much an identical reading. If you have both, you're probably not believing it, because honestly this feels like it hits harder. It does. I know, believe me. So one of these days maybe I'll do a short little video on one of my vlogs where I take both of them and do them at the exact same time, so there's absolutely no difference in time, there's no difference in anything, just to see if they really do compare that closely, because I would have thought this ran a little bit higher than the other. That being said, given the choice between one or the other, I would pick the second one. The sleeve is nice. Now some people have had issues with their sleeves moving and rattling on them. Mine is actually really, really tight in there. I don't know what the difference is. It could be anything from Delrin number 1 in here to Delrin on the 510 connection to how tight or loose you have your button in or out. There's so many variables, so many moving parts on this thing. It's a really nice mod. It's nice to hold. You can get a little bit of, like, you can run your hand across those letters. It's not like, it's deburred fine, the machining is great, the quality is great, but these edges aren't like blunted at all. They aren't, the corners aren't broken on all of them, so you can find little points where you might catch just a little bit on your skin, not cut you, not hurt you, just you feel the texture a little bit. The venting is in a decent place. All in all, I mean, this mod's worked great. It's $105 on the Vaperz Cloud website. It's really a good deal. I believe their brass one just came out. I would have to double check that because I'm more into the copper mods myself. But I know there is one with like a brass or a gold sleeve, and I believe there are other sleeves coming out in the near future or the far future, depending on how long it takes. But all in all, it's a really good performing mod. It's a great price for an authentic copper mod at $105. Most companies now are anywhere from like $125 up to almost $200 for an authentic copper mod. So bang for your buck. It's really, really tough to beat. It just performs really well. Aesthetically, it's nice to look at, and the thing that I love most about it is, this is a little bit sad, but I don't polish my mods as much as some people do, so when I start to get a little bit of the patina buildup, I can just pull the sleeve up, turn it 90 degrees, put it back down, and it's shiny copper again. Nobody has to be the wiser, except I just told everybody. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked the video. Hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I do my best to get to them, I really do. I know sometimes I get really behind, but I try and catch up in bursts and just go and answer questions. Like, subscribe, it helps me out. You guys have been great about it. Hope to see you guys again soon. Till next time, suck, blow, and keep on vaping.